I think everyone thought there was nothing wrong.
By all accounts, Shannon Collins was living a normal life in Pottsville, Arkansas, working as a delivery man after being medically discharged from the National Guard. With his wife Teresa, son Josh, and stepdaughter Brittany, they appeared to be the typical American family.
He was a big family man. He always wanted to make sure everybody was happy.
But appearances can be deceiving. Shannon was secretly having an affair, and his brother Blake knew all about it.
Shannon told his brother that the marriage had been over for some time. He'd been seeing somebody else, and that once his son finished college, they would split ways. He had actually seen that woman shortly before he returned home.
According to Blake, Shannon spent lots of time on the road doing deliveries, but he'd often call and check in.
He started doing deliveries just to sort of make life easier for his family with, money. Because he spent a lot of time on the road driving with deliveries, he would call him, he would call their parents, and they would spend a lot of time speaking on the phone rather than text.
When several months pass and Blake doesn't hear from Shannon by phone or text, he reached out to his wife, Teresa.
She tried to explain it away by saying Shannon had walked away from the home, that he was texting them, but they hadn't spoken to him on the phone.
Blake's not buying it. After 9 months pass with no word from his brother, Blake drives from Texas to Arkansas to file a missing persons report with the Pottsville police.
He had to physically go to the police station to report him missing with all of the details. And also, I don't think the family initially thought that anything was too awry.
But police questioned Teresa about Shannon.
He tells law enforcement that the last time she saw him was when he returned home from Tennessee from making a delivery, and that essentially he walked away from the property, and that was the last time she had seen him.
But their daughter Brittany has a different recollection.
Her daughter then told investigators that she saw him get into a vehicle with an unknown driver.
Teresa also informs police that Shannon has been texting her and the family from a different cell phone number.
Brittany, during the police interview, also said that she had spoken to him via FaceTime several times, and nobody else was able to say that they'd spoken to him by anything other than text.
Despite the conflicting stories, local police don't have enough evidence to move forward, but that doesn't stop Blake from continuing to dig. Blake learns the whole time that Shannon's been gone, his veteran disability checks were being cashed by Teresa.
She pocketed $32,434, and they were getting around $3,000 every month because the Department of Veterans weren't aware that Shannon had gone missing or was not able to bank the funds himself.
Blake alerts the Department of Veteran Affairs, and they immediately put a stop to any further payments.
She never tried to stop those payments, and she was spending, the money as well on various things.
Teresa and her daughter Brittany are now in the crosshairs of the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. Their investigators discovered that the day after Shannon was last seen, Teresa contacted the cell service in an attempt to unlock his phone, but they wouldn't allow it. The next day, Teresa used cash to purchase a burner phone from Walmart, the same phone Shannon allegedly used to contact the family. Investigators believe Teresa used the phone posing as Shannon, texting herself and others on several different occasions.
She then sent a message to her son saying that he was in a VA program, and also sent messages purporting to be Shannon saying that he didn't need to access the joint accounts, he trusted her to spend the money wisely, and that also he could potentially be gone for 2 years and maybe longer to work overseas as a contractor.
When authorities tried to interview Teresa and Brittany again, both refused to talk and retained counsel.
So it's clear what the investigators believe happened.
For now, a U.S. grand jury has indicted Teresa and Brittany Collins, but not for Shannon's disappearance. The two face charges for defrauding the Department of Veterans, aiding and abetting, wire fraud, and embezzlement. Neither Teresa or Brittany face charges in Shannon's disappearance, but investigators are still looking for more clues.
It's difficult, I think, to bring a conviction when someone is missing or there's no body, but they have a fairly lengthy list of reasons as to why they believe he is deceased.
5 long years have passed since Shannon Collins went missing. His car still sits in the driveway of his home. The odds are not good that he'll ever be seen again or that police suspicion alone will solve the case.
They just can't say exactly the circumstances surrounding where Shannon is or what happened to him.